Hey everybody, have you ever tried working in pastel? It's very similar to working with charcoal, except that we get to work in color. Let's give it a try. Let's draw a pear in pastel. We'll start out with a nice underpainting in some purple. I chose purple because a pear, the body of it, is pretty much primarily yellow. Okay, purple and yellow are opposite one another on the color wheel. So if I use purple in my shadow areas and put some yellow over it, I'm going to get a nice, really natural looking shadow color. Okay, so let's just get our shadow shapes blocked in. Underneath it, we want to make that pear really feel like it's sitting on the table. And then we can get our shadows that are actually on the pear itself so that it feels like it's grounded and like it's really, really sitting there on the table. Okay, there we go. This side nice and dark. Then I'm going to take some of my yellow pastel and I'm going to put that down right on top of this purple layer that I blocked in. Okay, in the places where it's really, really bright, I'm going to press harder so that I get the nice highlights to show up in those areas where it's got a lot of light hitting it. Okay, I'm going to just drag a nice sort of translucent coating of that yellow pastel over the shadow areas, and then once again go back in any places that I really want it to feel like it has a lot of light hitting it. I'm going to press hard with that yellow and just sort of cover it up a bit all the way down into here. I want to get a little bit more coverage on the edges here. Okay, then we can go into it and we can add some color variation. I've got some nice light green that I'm going to add into some of those shadow areas, right? That's going to give it a little bit of variety, make it look like it's maybe still not quite ripe in some places. Maybe even throw on, whoops, just a little bit of some reddish orange just to give it a little bit of that nice variety that pears sometimes have. Okay, then we have our stem, and for the stem I'm going to throw a little bit of that orange on top combined with a little bit of blue, and then maybe even a touch of some of the purple in there, just so that it gets dark enough and neutral enough by the combination of all those colors to give it sort of a brownish look. And then in my shadow area on the table, I'm going to put a little bit of some of this blue in there just to get some variety, and we can throw a little tiny bit of the orange just to neutralize and gray down some of that blue. And then on the body of the pear itself, wherever it looks like it has some nice highlights hitting it, I'm going to use some of this warm white to just give it a little bit of a shiny look to the surface, like it's polished up. Okay, there we go. So we've got a little bit of that. And then last of all, I want to just use a little bit of some of this nice cool gray tone that I have in the background, just so that the pear looks like it's sitting in a nice little environment of its own. Okay, it's just a nice neutral tone. It's almost the same color as this newsprint paper that I'm working on. It's sort of like a pale gray. There we go. And then maybe just a teeny tiny bit more yellow just for some color variation. Just make it look like it has a little bit of a glow to it. I also like to sometimes throw on just a little bit of some cool bluish highlight tones, and just a teeny tiny bit more dark on that one edge, maybe over down in here. And that's going to be about it. We'll call this one done. Well, that was fun. If you enjoyed working in pastel and would like to learn some more, check out my website at kullaf.com, where you'll find a brand new class that I'm offering just for beginners who want to learn how to work with pastel. And if you liked this video, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.